Well, hello there and welcome. I welcome you today, and along with my brilliant partner, Barb Ling, we've got
Hey
some
there.
exciting news to share with you. Barb, are you there?
I certainly am. Here I
Well,
am.
I'm Dennis Becker. I'll be doing most of the talking, but Barb will maybe have a few insights to share as we go through this today. I promised to make the intro short, but first I want to mention who we are and those who might be joining us for the first time. I'm Dennis Becker, the one on the right in the little photo at the bottom of the screen. I've been online since 1998, seriously online since around 2005, and that's when I came out with my first ebook, $5 a day. You may have heard of that, you may not have, but whichever. That particular book changed my life, and what I did that I chronicled inside that book is actually what changed my life, and I have published about 50 some books since. I lost count, but it's over 50. But more recently, in recent years, I've been more of a fan of creating membership sites over the years. And I also tend, for the last few years, to create lower ticket courses for the Warrior Plus crowd. Barb's been online since 1998, I understand, and
Mm-hmm.
she's created countless ebooks and courses and claims to be a fan of coffee, I think, among other habits. She and I have joined forces as the Dennis and Barb team on Warrior Plus, and that's where we primarily list our courses and do creative things now and then. But that aside, let's get started with the reason that you are here today. When I decided I wanted to get serious, I'm going to have to do some editing here. I've forgotten to. Okay. When I decided that I wanted to get serious about making money online, I started from below ground level. I had over $300,000 in credit card debt doing an offline retail store that was hemorrhaging money. That's when I developed a strategy that I called the $5 a day strategy and wrote about it. That led to membership sites, at first primarily one that I named Earn 1K a Day, which was popular back then, 17 years ago, and still going more than 17 years later. To ensure that members stayed around and paid their monthly fees, I had a download area where I regularly dropped in info products that might help them do what they wanted to do, which was, of course, make money online. So I couldn't create all that information myself that quickly, so I started obtaining assets from others, private label rights material, resale rights material specifically. That strategy worked very well. In fact, we have members that have been with us since the very first week over 17 years ago, and I'm very proud of that. Now, one thing I wrote about is that I had just recently started from nothing, actually less than nothing, if you remember, if you consider my credit card debt, and that I had zero assets.
Dennis, could you, I forgot, how much was your credit card debt again?
It was over $300,000.
Wow.
It was a chunk. It was a
Never
chunk.
ceases to fails to amaze me.
Yeah. But in the beginning, I had zero assets, and I consider assets to be things like products that you've created yourself, your email list, of course, which would be your customers and followers. The actual customers, people who bought from you, are the most valuable of the assets on your email list, of course, because they're following you because they hopefully now trust you if you're doing things right. And licenses, okay? They all started from zero, and everyone starts from zero, even the most prolific and popular Frank Kearns and Mike Filsames and anybody that you have followed over the years, the Marlon Sanders and everyone. They all started from pardon me?
Dennis Becker's. Got it.
Well, if you want to list me there, I appreciate it, but
I sure did.
I'm not as famous as some of the others. But remember, we all started from zero, and that's just a fact of life. Your email list was zero. I started building it from the sales of my book. My products were zero until I wrote the first book. My outside assets were zero until I started purchasing from others to build up my membership site download area. And eventually things started changing for me. Let's take a look back in 2005 versus now. In 2005, like I mentioned, I had $300,000 of credit card debt, and now that's all gone. Thank goodness, right? Back then, I was doing online as a hobby. I had my retail store as my primary income. That was, well, if you want to call it income, because it was losing money anyway. But my online was a hobby and something that I hope to make work. But today, it's full time, and it has been full time since 2005.
Wow.
A retail store income stream. Now I have multiple online income streams. I don't have any offline income streams. I don't have any more retail store to worry about, thank goodness. And back then in 2005, I was struggling to survive. I really was. I couldn't sleep many nights. I didn't know how I was going to pay the bills. I was working from day to day, not just week to week or month to month. I was going day to day, and we'd get some money in the register one day, and I'd take it to the bank the next morning, and hopefully it was enough to cover the expenses that were coming due. And today I have, ever since 2006, I've had a six-figure online income every year. And back then I had virtually no marketable or monetizable assets, and today I have quite a few. And we'll talk about some of them. Now, how does this affect you? Where are you starting from, or where did you start from? That's the question that I want to ask. I hope you're in a much better spot than when I started, but regardless, even though it would have been wonderful for you to have the same timeline I had, starting to accumulate assets, email lists, products, outside info products 15 to 20 years ago, you probably didn't. And that's when I started, and people started before I did, but that doesn't matter, because you can start to do that now, even if you're just starting today. But maybe you don't want to, or can't afford to, or you think you might not be able to afford to catch up on 15 years of time, but it isn't too late. You know, it would have been good for you to start 15 years ago, but if you didn't, starting today is the next best thing.
Definitely.
Do you want more income streams? Hopefully you say yes. Do you think it's too late to start? Hopefully you'll say, well, tell me if it is or not. And do you want it now? If you want it, and if you want it now, then stay with us today, and we'll talk about that. We'll get you started. There's hope. That's the main thing. See, over the years, I've accumulated a lot of digital gold. Some that I've created myself, some that I've negotiated exclusive rights and partnership from others, some that I bought licenses for that I can make available to you. I can transfer to others, including you. These assets until now have been how I've made my living for the last 15 years. And like I said, I've had a six-figure income every year for the last 15 years. And again, they took me over 15 years to accumulate and create. A lot I've created, a lot I've bought from other people, but they took me thousands of hours of blood, sweat, and tears to create and use, whether it was something that I created myself or that Barb created for our partnership, or things that I brought into the partnership and that we use to enhance our offers on Warrior Plus and elsewhere. You'll see the best of my digital assets today, and they can make you significant profit as well. But here's the thing. You have an opportunity to own this and instantly profit from what it took me 15 years to accumulate, and I hope that's exciting to you. If it is, type into the chat box, yes, 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 and give me some encouragement that I'm sort of on the right track with the right core of people.
Wow. It's just flying through there, Dennis. It's just.
I had no doubt. I had no doubt. But it took me, like I said, a lot of time and a lot of money to accumulate what I have. And it took me 15 years of calendar time, much less the thousands of hours. and you're going to save over 97% of what it cost me in terms of financial investment, and you'll save 100% of what it cost me in terms of time. But for me, it's all been worth it. After today, if you stay with us and if you agree that I have a plan that might make you happy, you own digital assets that you couldn't purchase anywhere else at any price. In other words,
Oh, okay.
you have a question, Barb?
Well, I had a statement, okay,
Okay.
of when you had just mentioned in the slide before that, that people have the opportunity to save 100% of the time that you had to dedicate to gaining all of this knowledge, so folks can just hit the ground running and go, whoop, because they'll be able to, they'll have it all now, whereas you, well, it took you a number of years, and as you mentioned, blood, sweat, and tears. So, continue.
Thank you. I certainly would have hoped that even if I were to charge people what it cost me for all my assets, that it still be a reasonable price if they didn't have to take all the time that it took me. If they didn't have to spend the 15 years to get there, if they didn't have to spend the thousands of hours creating things, but you're not going to have to pay that kind of money. So trust me, just stay on the line here. In other words, you're going to have an instant is a key word here, an info asset empire. Ta-da!
Woo!
So what is that that it is part of the instant info asset empire? Try to say that 5 times in a row real quick for me, okay? So some of that empire is content that cost me in the beginning $36,000. That's when I really got serious about this. Back when I couldn't afford to spend $36,000 or even $3,000, but I found a way because I knew it was the only hope that I had back then, and I bought a bunch of content with exclusive rights for $32,000, and then I spent the time and the effort and have somebody transcribe a whole bunch of videos that cost me another $4,000. So that's the first batch that I had. Then we had another 5-figure purchase later on. That's when Barb and I got together and we bought the Sean Mize, what do we call it? His business on Warrior Plus. We bought all his assets, exclusive access to them, his websites, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that was another over $10,000. That was 5 figures and more. I can't remember exactly. Maybe Barb can. But then I've...
Hold on that in a bit there, yes.
Yeah. Then I've compiled content from my own personal writings, and I've written a lot over the years from those 50 books and membership site content that I created and dripped into my sites over the years. I've compiled that content, mingled that with some of the content that I've licensed from others. So that's assets that I have. I've also been a big fan of private label rights licenses. Now, in the beginning, I used to buy private label rights and resale rights licenses, and I used to drop them into my membership site, Earn 1K a Day and others. And those are okay, but those are the lower cost ones. And they were okay content, but they weren't what I call premium. And premium is the stuff that is either premium because it's limited, or premium because of the fact that the writer is such an expert in his field that he's writing about that you want to listen, you want to take part in collaborating with what he's teaching. And those are the licenses that cost a lot more than $17 or $37 or $9 or whatever have you. So I've accumulated more than 40 of those over the years, and they cost me well over $10,000 to to accumulate. And then primarily Barb, but we've also created bonuses. We have over 50, 60, 70, I don't know the exact number now, but we created ourselves, Barb created most of them, that we use to give as bonuses for our affiliate promotions. And those bonuses often land us on top of the affiliate leaderboards. We've won affiliate contests for $1,000, $750, $500, and on and on and on. And without those bonuses, buyers would be buying from somebody else, because the people on our list are on a lot of other people's list also. And a lot of people sometimes go bonus shopping, and they say, yeah, I like this product from Joe Blow, but I want to know who's giving the best bonus on top of what Joe Blow is offering today. So we try to make sure that we have something that is valuable to add to the conversation and complementary to the product itself. Also, lately with the use of ChatGPT and artificial intelligence, AI, we've developed our own rapid content creation suite of products, and that's recent. You may have been thinking, well, yeah, but there's stuff that's 15 years old. You know, how good is that today? Well, you know, a lot of it is sort of passé, but a lot of it, most of it is evergreen. But our rapid content creation suite of products and a lot of the more recent private label rights products and a lot of the compiled products, they include stuff that's dead on, right up to date to today. You know, using artificial intelligence and showing people not only how to do what it is that we end up that we're able to do ourselves, but give them a head start in the content itself. And finally, to top it all off, most recently, I've been developing and implementing a concept called the 10 by 10 matrix system. And what that is creating a sort of an outline for products, typically 10 chapters by 10 subchapters, or 10 topics for each chapter. And I also, excuse me while I take a drink of water. Barb, do you want to just talk while I sort of clear my throat here?
The 10 by 10 matrices, I really love how they're all laid out, because when people think about, oh my gosh, I have to create an ebook, or wow, I've heard that membership class, memberships are great where I could create e-courses, and so those online as well as digital products. Well, the cool thing about the matrices is that they provide you with a step-by-step.
You're fading away, Barb. I can hardly hear you now.
Oh, that's odd. Here's how that we can create the 10 chapters and step-by-step what to focus on first, second, third, last, etc. It's a roadmap. It's a guide. It basically lays straight out. Here's how you create an ebook. No more guessing. No more, oh my gosh, is this in a niche that people are going to want to buy? No. Dennis did all of that research for you. So it's one of our best offerings, hands down.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I started out by having ChatGPT. I asked it to give me a list of the top 100 niches, or some people say niche, as I say niche, whatever your preference is. I asked it for the top 100 for niches that people are actively purchasing info products, and it gave me those 100 niches. And then I asked him for each of those 100 to give me 20 sub-niches for each. Again, the people are searching out for and buying info products for. So we ended up with 2,000 sub-niches. And that was the start of a big project.
If I could just interject also on that, Dennis, one thing that I really want to highlight regarding the 10 by 10 niches is that you're right. These are the niches where it is known people will want to buy digital products as well as physical products. So if you decide to focus on one of these niches, you're virtually guaranteed an audience where you could put your digital offerings right in front of, and the chances of success, the chances of selling, well, they're very much increased compared to other niches that we don't have those matrices in. That's what I wanted to say. Continue.
Okay, well, absolutely. And then these matrices, these 2,000 that we've created so far, and we'll create more, but they're not just for the purpose of creating ebooks. You can also create scripts for webinars, scripts for podcasts, scripts for video courses, whatever. 10 by 10 isn't a hard and fast rule. We create 10 by 10, but we show you how to do smaller or larger. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But let's start with what you get, if you get what we're going to offer you today. So tell me more, and I'll tell you more. Well, that first $36,000 we spent, that I spent back in 2008, 2009, was for the daily seminar content. Daily Seminar was a membership site that Jason Fladlin and Robert Plank partnered for, and I was a member of. And if you follow Jason like I have, he was pretty brilliant back then, but he was young and ambitious, and now he's a little bit older. Not as old as I am, but he's a little bit older and a lot of more experience, and he has a very successful company called Rapid Crush that I'm not sure if it's still an 8-figure annual income company or whether he's got up to 9 figures by now, but yeah, he's pretty successful. And that content he sold me exclusive rights to when he got tired of keeping that site up to date. And the content that he sold me had like 165 different video, quote unquote, seminar quality videos in it, and that's what I had transcribed. So what you see on the left, if you can see the numbers, okay, Barb and I have created offers on Warrior Plus, and this is just Warrior Plus income, and not all of it, but you see $2,000, $3,000, $1,300, $1,000, $1,100, on and on and on, and $5,000. These are from products that originated from the daily seminar content. So that's been a very lucrative series of content. Now, those numbers I don't think add up to $36,000, but when you combine that with all the other years and my Nanocast earnings and other WSO earnings before the current Warrior Plus regime, I estimate that the total for sales for the daily seminar content for myself to be over $100,000 and probably closer to $500,000. So that's the first major piece of assets that I own. Now, the next batch is what I call compilations. I took a few of the daily seminar videos or the transcriptions of them, and I combined that with some of my own writing that I had done in the past for some of my membership sites, particularly the I Am Inside Track paid membership site, and as well as that license from Sean Mize that Barb and I had purchased exclusive rights to, and we created what I called compilations. We had
buy buttons. We created, oh wow, products for beginners on how to put buy buttons out on the internet by taking bits and pieces of Sean Meyer's content and compiling it in a way that made it simple for folks new to internet marketing to internalize and to actually follow themselves. We updated some of his really great guides of, oh, I forgot how many days to $68,000 and your $100,000 year with the step-by-step on how to create all the different command tracks. And these are things that now people will think, well, okay, yeah, I've heard other people talk about it, but Sean was one of the first to put it together on Warrior Plus and on other selling sites and just basically blaze the way forward. Continue.
Yeah, and then I offered private label rights to a lot of this content. I started with what I called 235K words, okay, and 235K is 235,000 words worth of private label rights content from what you see here on the screen, and we sold access to that to people, very popular, and 320K words was another offer, and 500K and 300K and so on. And you see on the left here, if you can see it, results from some of those offers: $3,000, $11,000, $2,900, $10,600, $12,000, and so on. I think that adds up to over $40,000 or more. So, those compilations were pretty darn profitable, and they got me, way more than that $36,000 and the $15,000 that we spent on the Sean Meyer stuff back. So then we also have private label rights licenses, not just any old run-of-the-mill licenses, which I probably got hundreds of anyway, but I'm not so proud of them. I mean, I'm not proud of them, but I don't focus on them. But premium ones that would have cost you as much as $497 if you would have purchased one available from the original source. And I paid more than that, actually, because I bought what's called the master rights, which gives me the right to provide these licenses to others. And there's more than 40 such licenses and growing that I've made profits on. I've made profits on almost all of them, and I will make profits on all of them eventually, but I sell the personal use rights versions, which you can also if you pick this up. And I've used some of them as upsells and other offers on Warrior Plus. For example, if somebody buys my front-end product for $9, I give them the opportunity to check a box, and for $17 they can pick up this particular report or series of reports from my licensed content. And sometimes we clear over $1,000 just by having people check the box on that on an offer. So I've also used the products as parts of several membership sites, and I have a vault site that I have that I put some of these into. And now we can transfer the PLR licenses to you, but you won't be able to transfer the PLR licenses to somebody else. I can't sell master rights, but you'll still have an opportunity to make a lot of money from a lot of different very premium evergreen content. So if you purchase this separately at the lower price, not for the master PLR, you would have spent over $5,500.
Wow.
So, and the bonuses, I talked about the bonuses that Barb created. We have landed on the leaderboards for thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of affiliate prizes, as well as the fact that it's cost us to make more sales than we would have otherwise. So, more thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars there by the use of these bonuses. And most of these bonuses are, again, evergreen and very applicable to today, very up to date. And we've also, in the past, sold bundles of or individual bonuses rather than just giving them away for free. And you can see on the left here, these aren't big numbers, but they are numbers: $27, $400, $270, and so on. and they sell well, and those bundles are like 3 to 5 bonuses sold at a time out of the 50 or 60 or 70 that we have available, and you can do that too.
Dennis, if I could just interject there, you had mentioned that looking at the $27 and they're $37, and I know that other people and other folks that aren't us would tend to say, oh, well, $27, I mean, that's not the $537,000 that everybody else online is promising and such. But here's the thing, okay? Especially when you're just starting out, it doesn't matter if your first sale is for $1, because that $1 is $1 more than zero. And that instantly catapults you ahead of 95% of other internet beginners, newbies, folks who say they want to learn how to do internet marketing, but fail to put in what is required to get that sale online. So I think, and I know, Dennis, you also believe that a sale of $1 for somebody who is also starting out, that is fantastic. That is undeniable proof that, yeah, you're on the right direction. So $27, especially as a newcomer, I mean, I know many people who would be head over heels to say, wow, I just earned my first $27 online, because that is one of the stepping stones that they can use, from 27 to then 57, maybe 97, flip that over to 197, depending upon how you repurpose the content. It's glorious. It really is. And all of those opportunities are contained right here in this instant asset.
Info asset.
We're talking about. Yes.
Exactly.
I love the word goodness. I mean, I love goodnesses. Sorry. I change everything into goodness. Go ahead. Continue.
Okay. My screen is frozen. Hold on. I have the circle of death.
I see that.
Not death, but circle of pause.
Think of it as the circle of character buildingness.
But yeah, these are little numbers, but they are numbers. So as Barb said,
they're positive numbers. They're above zero.
They're above zero. So, okay, my screen moved. Okay, so recently we've been using ChatGPT, of course. You know, ChatGPT, AI, Gemini, whatever. Barb keeps more up to date than I do on the different variations of artificial intelligence. But I've been using ChatGPT, and I've sort of created ways to create products very quickly. Back in the beginning, when I started in 2005, 2006, it took me a while to create my first ebook, $5 a day, and it took me, you know, the 50 more after that. It took me quite a bit of time and effort and research and sleepless nights and looking at blank screens and figuring out what chapters to write and all that. But you know, now with AI, things are a lot easier, and I've sort of created ways to make product creation much easier, and I call it my rapid content creation suite of products. And right now we've only recently started releasing this to the world. We sort of have created our own products in some cases, but you know, I'd like to do what I call a proof of concept first before we release things to other people. Some folks like to create products just based on theory, saying, well, if you do this, you should get that out of it. But I like to prove that you can get something out of something before I try to sell them on the dream. So our first couple offers on Warrior Plus, $10,000 in one case, $5,000 in another, came out of just offering the rapid content creation methods to other people. And in this bundle, an Instant Info Access Empire, in this bundle, you have the ability to offer these products, these info products, these methods, these courses to other people. And I'm creating more as we speak. So that's something that comes with this deal. Okay, now the big part of what you're going to be getting today is those 2,000 10 by 10 matrices. Okay, 100 niches times 20 sub niches for each one. So 2,000 10 by 10 matrices, and I'm going to be growing that to more than 100 by 20. So we're going to be doing that for you. But each of those 2,000 could be a potential info product on its own. One of the products in the Rapid Content Creation suite is what I call Product Creation Simplified, PCSAI, and that shows how to take a matrix and make an info product out of it. And typically it'll just take a little bit of time, a few hours or less, to create the product and format it and whatever, and get it ready for sale. And you have a full product that might have taken somebody a month or two to create in the past. Okay, so any of the 2,000 could create an individual product. So if you have that matrix, that 10 by 10 matrix, you have the outline of any particular product in any particular niche that you like. So just selling the matrices themselves, I wanted to do a proof of concept, and I took 2 batches, 2 niches times 20 out of the 100, and I earned over $2,100 in a week by selling those matrices to people on Warrior Plus. So that to me proved that, yeah, there is demand, and these are viable products, and we got no refunds out of those $2,100 worth of sales. So if you were to take another 2 niches or another 98, take 2 niches 50 times out of the 100 and list them on Warrior Plus, and we haven't, so the market is wide open, your potential income is pretty darn huge, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
So what is a 10 by 10 matrix? Well, we've sort of gone over this earlier out of context, but basically in easy terms, it's an outline for an info product. And that info product might be an ebook, a video course, an audio podcast, a webinar script, or whatever. In the old days, people used to do this themselves. A writer would take days to research and outline what are the potential, what are people looking for when they are looking for a product about, I don't know, anti-aging. Okay, what do I write about? So there's my 8, 10, 12 chapters, and then break that down into 8, 10, 12 sub-chapters, and then start writing from there, 3 to 500 words on each topic. And at the end of the day, after a lot of research and a lot of writing and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, they'd end up with a product that they could list on Amazon or publish on whatever publishing methods they were using at the time. So this is something that was done before, but now we've taken it to a whole nother level and a whole nother speed. So yeah, we've innovated a method to make a misspelled matrix here, to make a matrix and take that matrix and create a product in a very short time, and we use AI and ChatGPT to do that for us. Can anybody create a matrix? Well, sure. Like I said, people did this all the time. And matrix doesn't have to be 10 by 10. It can be 6 by 6 or 10 by 3 or whatever. But it takes time. And we've taken the time. We've taken a lot of time. Um, we've, first I developed a custom GPT to actually create a matrix from a niche name or from a sub-niche name, and that made it easier and more efficient. And we handed that off to a virtual assistant to do that for us. And that virtual assistant has spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours to do that. So yeah, you could do it yourself, but we're going to hand all that work to you on a silver platter. So that's worth something, right?
Worth a lot. Just something.
Took several hundred hours of work, and we aren't stopping with 100 niches. We're nearing the end of those 100. We got 97 of them done now, ready to turn over, and we'll get the last few done and probably this week, and then we'll go on from there. So let's recap what you get. You instantly get hundreds of sellable assets. You get all the products from daily seminar content, some of which you'll say, well, that's no longer viable. Nobody's looking for information on how to write articles. A few of the seminars are about article writing, and a few of the seminars are about things that nobody's looking for anymore. But most of them are indeed evergreen, things like copywriting skills and product creation skills and whatever. So you get hundreds of sellable assets there that you can use like we did and compile along with some of the other stuff that you get, and it'll make you money. On the page I'll show you in a minute, you'll see how the value is over $120,000 and growing. My original cost was over $60,000, and again, Barb and I have spent thousands of hours getting this content created and ready and formatted and ready for sale and ready for you. And you'll get products both vintage, but mostly, as I said, evergreen, and brand spanking new, things that have just been created in the last few months, and some that we're still have on the drawing board that we'll be adding to the empire as time goes on. And there's things that I haven't even told you about yet, believe it or not.
Whoa.
So your investment, well, what would be fair? Okay, let's do a pay what you want kind of quiz. Would $10,000 for everything that I've talked about today be a bargain? Well, it would have been to me, because I spent a whole lot more than that. And if you would have said, oh, I'll hand this to you on a silver platter instantly, that would even sweeten the pot. But no, I'm not going to ask you for that. I don't need to ask you for that. I don't need to get my $60,000 back from you, or even a combination of people on this call today, because I've already recouped my investment many times over. I've proven to myself, and I've proven hopefully to others that what I have here today is information and products that are in demand and people are paying for and buying. And like I say, I've recouped that $60,000 and a whole lot more. So I don't need to charge you $60,000 or $10,000 or even $5,000 or even less than that. So I had in mind, when I was putting this all together, the price of $29.97, and that may end up being the eventual price, but today I'm not going to even ask you for that unless you decide to wait, of course, and then I'm not going to guarantee that today's price is going to be the price tomorrow. You ready for the price reveal? Well, first, let's recap again. You get all of this. You get the daily seminar master rights, okay? I sell that individually, and we have sold that individually as a Warrior special Warrior Plus offer for $14.97. That gives people the right to not only use the daily seminar content, but to sell it to others with PLR. So you get PLR and resale rights and the right to transfer that PLR. So we sell that individually for $14.97. The compilations, I don't sell separately yet, but if I did, it would be at least $997, because it's, as I demonstrated before, it brought us over $40,000 worth of income just by selling it. selling those particular offers, and they still continue to sell every month, every year. So I don't want to just get rid of the golden goose. You know, if somebody wants to purchase those compilations, and if I were to decide to offer it, I'd have to get at least $1,000. The PLR licenses, if you were to buy them a la carte off the shelf, it would cost you $5,500 for the 40. You probably wouldn't want all 40, but you probably want a handful of them. And some of those handful cost as much as $497 and $297 and $97 and $197 and so on. So it adds up real quick. The bonuses we don't sell separately. In total, we sell separately little bundles of 3 to 5 bonuses, and we sell those for $37, $47, $57. If I were to sell them, or if Barbara were to give me the go-ahead to sell them individually, not individually, but totally, we'd want to get at least $997 for all that, and that would be a bargain. That would be less than $15, $20 for each one on an individual basis. So they're worth that. The Rapid Content Creation suite of products with PLR, I don't sell that with PLR yet. We only sell it for personal use rights. At $297, I think that's a ridiculous price. We made over $15,000 the first 2 times we sold personal use rights to people, and somebody else could sell that also to their own followers that aren't following us, that haven't bought them already. So $297 would be the bargain of the day. And the 2000 10x10 matrices got to be worth $1 each, right? So $19.97.
I've told you before, Dennis, and I'm going to tell you again, it is just so insanely, the price is so insanely low for the value and quality that people are getting, but I know you overruled me, so keep going.
Thanks. And something I haven't mentioned yet, but we've got resale rights to, we've got actually master rights to Travis Sagos. You may have heard of Travis. He has a 2-page Google Doc cast system course, and we sell that. We sell personal licenses to that for a minimum of $99, and I forget exactly how much we've made by selling that as upsells to Warrior Plus offers and on my Nanocast and whatever. I think we made over $12,000 just by selling that at $99 each, and you would get.
Interject also there, Dennis?
Pardon me?
May I interject on one thing regarding the Google Doc cache system? Is especially for newcomers and beginners in internet marketing, one of the best ways to sell a lot is to get affiliates promoting your products. And the challenge with a lot of beginners is finding products to put in the upsell and then allowing for commissions for that. Well, it's really difficult, especially if they're just starting out. And now, like, boom, beginners can now put this system in as one of the upsells to their new products that they put online, and they can put it in their funnels, thus increasing the probability that there's going to be more affiliates who will want to promote. It's one of the most valuable aspects I personally see. Continue.
Right. Yeah, we've used that as upsells to a lot of our offers, and it's a $99 product. We have, Travis's license says you have to charge at least $99 for it, which is fair because it's a good thing. It's a good product, and not everybody is going to spend $99 at a time, but we find that on a typical offer on Warrior Plus, we might get 2 or 3 people to spend those $99, and at a time. We've had one really popular offer that we had, where I think over 30 people bought the upsell for the Google Doc system. So yeah, it's a pretty nice little enhancement, and this really is a good system. Even if you only take it and use it and learn from it, the Google two-page Google Doc system is a way to get information to people without having to write sales copy with HTML or WordPress or whatever. I see now a lot of the bigger marketers are using Google Docs to create their JV pages instead of using HTML or WordPress. And it really is something that's great information that that you have the ability to not only use but sell. And we'll come up with more to add to the Empire. And when we do, the Empire will grow and the price of the Empire will grow. Okay, but right now, just what you see above totals $13,000, $13,262. So, your investment. This is a special introductory offer. Hang on to your socks. This will be the price today. $1,597, and there's components of the Instant Info Asset Empire that would sell for more than $1,597 individually, and you get I think there were 7 different components. If you go to this page, https://daboffers.com/profit rebel. We call the people that purchase the Instant Info Asset Empire. It's a lot easier to say these people are profit rebels, because they're not people that try to grow their business week after week, month after month, year after year, banging their heads against the wall to get their first sale or their first $100 sale or their first $1,000 a month or the first 10K a year. Eventually get up to a 6-figure income. Profit rebels can do things a whole lot quicker, a whole lot easier.
And a whole lot faster.
A whole lot faster, yeah. Profit rebels. Are you a profit rebel or not?
I am.
Remember one thing. I showed you numbers before. I don't even own Photoshop. So those numbers weren't just things that I created with Photoshop. Those are real world numbers. Those are screenshots of Warrior Plus sales results. That's not theory. Nothing in here has been theoretically produced thinking that people would make money if they sold it. Most of it is content that we've sold ourselves before, and we made hundreds of thousands of dollars, probably over $1 million in total with everything that you've seen here today. So they're real world results, and we can and we will continue to profit from these assets ourselves for years. And that doesn't mean that you can't profit, because we are, because you have access to a lot of people that we don't. Our universe of followers is very small. There's probably millions of people that if you did a census on the internet, people that are looking to make money online. So these niches are for the internet marketing, make money online niches, and that's a huge universe of people, and we only have a very limited number of followers of people in that universe. So that universe is probably 1,000 times bigger than we can reach ourselves. So I'm not worried about if I continue to sell this for years that what you're going to do to my ability to sell, or that I'm going to do to your ability to sell, is going to be any less diminished. So that's important. And again, this is a special introductory offer, and your price is just $15.97. At this URL.
Dennis, there are folks here who are asking questions.
Sure, now's the time. I'm pretty much finished here.
All right, okay. We have Laura here who wanted to ask if she has questions with how to use some of the PLR. Is she going to be able to ask us? Will we tell her how one starts to use PLR and then let her go on her way? I mean, what is kind of support she can expect?
I would say that certainly Laura and anyone else here can that picks this up today can ask as an introductory offer. We're looking to make some sales and get established with this, so we can get some success stories. And the best way to have success with this is to just start using it. Again, we call it instant info assets.
That's
So
right.
if Laura doesn't know how to start today, sure, we'll give her and anyone else on here today a special email address that you can contact us and ask any questions. And you'll find that things are pretty intuitive, and but sure, we'll help.
Yep. And I might also comment, since I'm one half of the partnership, we have given such email group coaching. So definitely any questions that anybody would have once they have come into our instant assets, definitely be able to help, because we've done, we've done this ourselves, and we know exactly the step by steps, especially for folks who are starting out, folks who are intermediate. We've helped folks who are known as internet gurus in other areas, online and Facebook and such. So yeah, you don't have to worry about the support that you will be receiving, because it's going to be one heck of a lot. All right. Pete here asks, what about AI? You didn't mention anything about AI. Do any of your products include AI? And if so, would we be able to use those as well?
Well, yeah, I sort of mentioned AI, that I used AI to create the products that were in the Rapid Content Creation Suite and the 2000 matrices. So yeah, from each 10 by 10 matrix, you're going to want to start writing from a matrix, because you have 10 chapters times 10 subchapters if you're using actual 10 by 10. But you can write the content yourself. It would just save you the research time and the brainstorming time and all that. But if you use AI to create the individual subtopics, then it takes the product creation job down to a very
easy way to do it.
Quick and fast and easy level for you. So yeah, you'll use AI.
Okay. All right. Let me just keep scrolling. Oh, this question just popped up here at the end. This is from Terry, and what she writes is, I've heard that PLR generated by AI is not considered as good as regular generated PLR. Can you comment on that? And Dennis, if it's okay, could I take this question?
Sure. Then give me the right to add to whatever you say, Barb.
Certainly. The one thing that you have to keep in mind is that PLR, it runs the whole gamut from really, really a crummy PLR, but written by folks who, English isn't their first language, etc., but it's written by, human beings, or written by individuals who have never had a degree, so to say, in writing. Creative writing can write and really attract and keep people entranced with their output. But the really cool thing about ChatGPT and other chatbots online is you can train them. You can train them to even sound just like yourself. So people can't tell the difference between, did you yourself, Terry Drewell, write it, or did AI write it? Because it is done so virtually impossible to notice who did what. But not only that, we also will be able to tell you that there are sites online that can say, was this content written by AI? And I know a number of techniques that one can put in there to ensure that even the most versatile of AI detectors will not be able to note the difference between the content that your AI chatbot trained to sound like you. Can't tell that it was written by AI. And now, Dennis, you can put your follow-up on that.
Yeah, if I remember the original question, yeah, the question is
using
PLR, done by AI is not
as
typically
good.
is as good as that which is done by an expert in
Not
that
necessarily
particular topic. But a lot of PLR isn't done by experts. It's, as Barb
right.
says, done by people without English as a first language, which is fine, or people that aren't trained, or PLR that's outsourced to a job site, and those people that are outsourced to might copy from some other source and infringe on somebody's copyright, and you get in a whole different bag of worms or whatever. The the first thing, the 40 plus premium PLR licenses that we include with the Instant Info Access Empire, Asset Empire, was not done by AI at all, and none of what we put in here will have been done by AI. The products and the Rapid Content Creation Suite, and the products and the daily seminar, and the compilations from that, and the compilations that include Sean Mai's content, that was before AI even existed. So those obviously weren't done by AI. So nothing in here is done by AI other than components like we said. I asked AI to give me a list of 100 niches and 20 sub-niches each. AI did that. But other than that, no, you don't have to worry about this being substandard quality information that you're going to take and run with.
And also, another thing that I would like to add, and I apologize for springing this on you, Dennis, right in the ending of this particular webinar, is one of the ways that products can really stand out from the rest of the thundering herd is to have a product cover, an e-cover that just looks different, looks professional, looks a lot of ways the way that our products do when we put them out online and on Warrior Plus and other places. So another component that the people who buy the instant assets Empire is going to receive will be some of the WordPress templates, the ebook templates, the premium templates that do a lot of things that the vast majority of ebooks that you see out there that you can buy nowadays just do not do, with dynamic header changes, money link pages, your about the author, your dedication pages. I personally am going to be including that as well for folks who take advantage of this incredibly insane, very low-cost offer that we're offering here right now. So I wanted just to add that to it all.
Well, that's a surprise.
I figured I might as well, get a real-time reaction there from you.
Okay. Well, I don't know what the delivery time on that is, but it won't be part of what you download today. But sounds like Barb will
turn on a dime and make things magnificent. It's what Barb does.
Terrific.
Alrighty. Okay, let's continue now going through some of the other questions here. All right. Lisa asks, what about autoresponders? I heard that if you make ebooks or anything on, what was it? Oh, Warrior Plus or JVZoo, what about delivering them? What about, I've heard that we need this thing called an autoresponder, and I don't know what it is. Well, okay, Lisa. Can I take this too, Dennis?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, it really helps. Autoresponders are the basis of an internet business. I personally believe myself, I mean, other people might have different takes on it, and it is true. You can have an internet marketing business. I almost said internet marketing. An internet marketing business without an autoresponder, but they're so very useful in that they can deliver products, they can build your list as well too. And part of the content that is contained within this Mount Everest of content that Dennis has already talked about, it includes information about autoresponders and how to use them the best way possible. So anything about internet marketing, any questions virtually, Dennis and I, well, when it comes to making money online, we have been there, done that, bought the t-shirt and flipped it on eBay. In other words, we have put together at least one, and quite often several, products and deliverables about various techniques on how to make money online, and those are also included in this particular offer today. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that covered some that covered the questions that we currently have right now.
Okay. Well, I see orders coming in already. I think we've convinced some people that this is a good thing at a good price. And
excellent. Yes.
I hope these people, who I thank profusely, start instantly taking advantage of the assets that they now own. If they've gone to that URL and created their account, made their purchase, they would have already been taken to a download page and start downloading. There's a lot there to download, but make sure you can download it to a spot that you can find. And you have plenty of room on your hard drive. I don't think that's going to be a problem for anybody in today's age. You won't be able to download it to your phone probably, but you have to have a computer. um, to download too. But yeah, that's what we have for you today, and I hope that you had your questions answered, and now you know what's contained in the Instant Info Asset System, Instant Info Asset Empire.
Say it 5 times fast.
Can't even say it one time fast.
That's true too.
But I hope you become a profit rebel and you start taking advantage of things that your competitors don't have. So.
Agreed. So I think then it's time to wrap this up, Dennis.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate your coming here. Appreciate you coming here today. Appreciate your questions. Appreciate your attention. And if there's any questions you have, you can contact us after the fact. And you can use the email address that we sent you this offer from, if we send it by email to you. And that being said, thank you and have a good day.
Take care.